All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Houston Texans. It's an Indian summer afternoon. Perfect conditions for football, and off we go on EA Sports. It's a very short kick taken by an up man.
But that return gives them a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
Where's the tag? 19! 50! Ricky!
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Where's that? 19! Check!
Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. This is Miller, complete. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to tear you up. Don't get nervous. Hey, 59!
From the gun, here's Watson. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
Watch the run. Hey, Mike 50. Check. 64.
To throw is Watson. And the pressure gets to him again. Fletcher Cox, the former Mississippi State Bulldog, ringing the cowbell there on the sack. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed in this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans.
It's just me and you.
He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Give him an even gain of 10, but now it's 4th down. Now the Texans are going to call on the field goal unit. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. had just the one big play on the drive, but that was enough to put them in field goal range.
Yeah, one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed them to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
6 guys. Check 6 guys. Shoot. Mike 55, Mike 55,
Shotgun now for Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have its hands full all night long.
You often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's going to have to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field, and that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Set. 19. Play 31. You think you won't get this? You think you won't get this? Shit. Hey, check.
They'll run on 1st down. Holloway. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. A shotgun snap for Watson. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. 3rd and long, it's Watson. He'll take a shot for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive, and they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion, guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3
and now
and
they
out.
have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. From the 25 on second down. Wentz, man open. It's J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Go. I got you. Check 15. Check me. Inside. Solid.
On first down, Branch takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On second and 9, Wentz. And this is caught inside the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Antonio Callaway, his second touchdown on the season. And the Eagles have taken the lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
We'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on second and 10. Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. That one complete. He finds Shark. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on third down.
Watch a slap. Watch a slap. 94 is the mark. 94 is the mark. Let's get the ball.
Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox, his second sack of the night. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the second time. Now a high kick, almost a pooch punt. That'll go down as just a 20-yard punt. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over.
Here we go. 180. 50, Mike, 50. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing suck.
They'll run on first down. Branch. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11.
You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid of me. Check. Check. Go. 55 Mike. Kill. Target. Hey, Charlie. Here we go.
From the gun, it's Wentz. Dancing to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Working from the gun, Wentz. This will be caught inside the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically, but a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll make it 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 10-yard line.
Here we go. Back. Waiting. That's what I do.
Wentz on the give to Sanders. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness. Think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
On 3rd down, Branch. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Another time now.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. After the run, Watson going to throw. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Fletcher Cox in there to get him yet again. That is his third sack tonight. They can't figure him out. The Texans send the punter out as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26.
Lefty, lefty. Cross. Here, kill. Hey, wahoo. 50's the mark. Bag it.
Now Wentz. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Dylan Cole. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
Just like that.
After the interception, here's Watson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL.
57's the mic. Watch 57. I'm here all day. 124.
Now on 2nd and 16. Watson escaping the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
First and 10 at the 17.
The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Out of the gun, Watson. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
At the 14-yard line.
Set. 18. Don't get nervous. Play 31.
Now it's Watson. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 14-10 ball game.
14. Texans 10.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. And out across midfield down to the 45. A very solid gain of 27.
Go. 20. Sunday.
First down, Philadelphia.
Wentz now on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
81. Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50. Hey, Alpha. Mike 50. Check. Hey. Sunday. 50.
To throw is Wentz. Forced out to his left. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
He'll have a first down and more past the 20. And how about that for just running out the clock? Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Hey, we got 3 down. Check Mike 50. Mike is a 50. Check Mike 50. Alert. Watch the pass. Off. The pass. 50's the Mike. 50's the Mike.
Now this time he'll look to throw. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Check pass. Hey, check. Mike 50. I'm coming.
Here's Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Right back to him on first down. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. And that's going to leave him with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Throwing is Wentz. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And he'll go out near